I've been working down the belly some more and shaving into the grip area to reduce the thickness. I've also tapered the lower limb a bit more to match the upper. Little swell around that knot there. And where I've taken wood off the belly, at this big feature knot, I've found it's sort of exposing stuff here. I have to have a dig out at that and see. It feels hard to my fingernail. Yeah, I mean that is hard. If a little crumbly. I just have to keep an eye on it, because as we approach draw weight we'll probably actually go right through there. These filled knots at this tip are slowly disappearing. They may well, this one will probably go. This needs some attention. That will just pop out. You know, give it a tap with a drift and it will just pop out. I might do that now. Just lean on it first. Yeah, that's shifting just by leaning on it. There you go. Just punched it through. Just pushed it out with a punch, so I'll clean that up and plug it. I've been digging into this hole a bit more with this chisel, and as I turned it over to look at the other side, I could see the faintest of rings around there. And if I put the chisel into that, you can see the whole thing moving. That's just going to pop out. There she goes. There she blows. There we have the anatomy of a knot. Quite impressive. There's very, very little left on the belly side there. But at least I can now see what I've got, and it flows beautifully. So, where I was hoping it was going to be a character bow, I think, boys and girls, we can definitely say it's going to be a character bow. I'm very pleased with that. I've always wanted a bow with a proper hole in it. In fact, I even asked one of my mates in the States, Mr. John Halverson, who's a complete gentleman and slightly daft. I asked him if he'd send me a nice hole from a piece of Osage so I could fit it into a bow. But he said he had problems with the shipping. There we go. That's going to look lovely, isn't it? A challenge, but lovely. So I shall get that on the tiller and flex it gently. At least I know the hole won't break. They're very strong holes. It's the wood around them that normally gives way. Well, now I've opened up that big knot hole, I'm not going to pull it any more than 45 pound. I've got a lot of extra thickness there, and I've got about the same total width as there is in the rest of the limb, but obviously I've got to take it careful. This will either be a glorious character bow, possibly the best I've ever made, or it'll explode in a shower of shrapnel. But we'll see, and that's part of the challenge. For me, it's just so exciting. I've wanted to have a bow with a big hole through it like that for for ages and the right staves never come along. Let's see what it does. It should be moving a bit further now, but of course I'm not going to pull it quite so hard. Yeah, we've got that right limb because I've done quite a bit of work on there, and we can see she is moving in the area of that knot, but not stupidly. But the outer third definitely wants to move, and you can see it's thicker. There's 45. Lower limb's moving a bit now. That's not badly balanced. Lower limb's a bit stiff. We're stiff at the right. We've got what, 45 at 16. Yeah, it's not braced, but it's not a very long string. Certainly making good progress. I think that area's looking quite nice. I've got room to relieve this a bit more, but this section certainly needs to come down. Also, the shape of the limb is gradually evolving, where this is, the width here is governed by, you know, that's maximum width I ever had, so the rest of it's got to work from that. So this will get narrowed to maintain a good string line. Some of these knots will fall off. That's the one I've just filled, and you can see I've got a lot of bulk there. I've got this little bit of reflex on this limb that's nice. I could add some here, but I'll probably leave it as is now. There comes a point where you think you're no longer using the wood as it is, you're forcing it into being something it doesn't want to be. So I've done my little sideways correction, taken out some of that twist. Yeah, she's coming on. And I've done a bit more shaping on that grip, just to work out this shape so it's going to look elegant. My hand will flow over the fade there, thumb will sit under there, and that'll be where your arrow passes, and that'll be the sight. That'll be just about right for 10 yards. Boof! That's going to be fun, isn't it? Watch this space.